of the evening. 12 rounds of boxing for the WBC Super Welterweight Championship of the World. Sponsored by Bacardi, sanctioned by the Nevada State Athletic Commission Chairman Skip Avancino Jr., Executive Director Mark Ratner, WBC President Jose Suleiman. At ringside, the three judges who will be scoring this contest on the 10-point system: Guido Cavalieri, Dwayne Ford, and Paul Smith. And inside the ring, when the bell rings, the man in charge of the action, referee Jay Nady. And now, from the MGM Grand of Las Vegas, for the sold-out thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble! Fighting out of the red corner, wearing blue, official weight, 153.5 pounds. Since capturing Olympic gold, he has a professional record of 37 victories, including 29 knockouts, with 4 defeats and 8 world title bouts. Tonight, he is the challenger, the former junior lightweight, former junior welterweight, former two-time welterweight, former two-time super welterweight, and former WBO middleweight champion of the world from East LA, the Golden Boy, Oscar de la Hoya. And his opponent, across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing black, official weight, 153.5 pounds. His professional record consists of 27 victories, including 22 knockouts, 5 defeats with 1 draw, 1 no contest, and 2 world titles. From Managua, Nicaragua, the former undisputed welterweight champion of the world, the reigning, defending WBC Super Welterweight Champion of the World, El Matador, Ricardo Mayorga.
One guy. Te lo dije yo que te iba a tuquear. Hoy te dije. Ahí quiero verte los huevos ahora. Te dije que te iba a tuquear.
We have any questions?
¿Qué habla este mono?
¿Tiene alguna pregunta?
Ninguna, solo quiero tuquear.
Vamos a trabajar, let's go to work. Let's go.
Vamos a trabajar. 172 libras, hoy.
Vamos, let's go.
They don't touch gloves. There's been a lot of drama leading up to this moment. How much drama will we have in the rest of the fight?
We are told that what Ricardo Mayorga said to Oscar De La Hoya in Spanish is, I'm 172 pounds, now it's on, let's go.
I like that. It shows he's coming in a good mental state of mind.
De La Hoya starts with a jab to the body. Mayorga tries the right hand upstairs and throws a roundhouse left hook. Mayorga throwing big shots from the outside, or from the get-go. That's the way it works. De La Hoya cracks him with a left hook. Mayorga hits him with a right cross on the top of the head. And 2 more shots on the very top of De La Hoya's skull.
De La Hoya determined to make Mayorga know that he's a price to pay for coming in. He's hit him some clean shots. He looks very calm and relaxed.
Hit him with a clean left hook and an excellent body shot that backed him off a moment ago.
I think Oscar's fighting exactly as I expected. Not doing a lot of running around. He's trying to fight by going in close, knowing that Mayorga has to have a lot of loop room. He's going to try to beat him with short punches.
Perfect left hook. That's Mayorga. A right cross followed by a sensational left hook. And so much for the notion that De La Hoya didn't have the power to knock Mayorga down. That was a perfect shot.
Yeah,
he was born with that left hook, Manuel. It came right out of the cradle. Another left hook lands there. Mayorga's okay now.
No, Mayorga's punches are just, he can't see those short. Ox is going to beat him with those short, active punches.
Manny, we're only 1 minute in.
Well, so much for talking the talk.
What a thrill for the De La Hoya fans and the audience. After all the build-up, a perfect left hook shot and a knockdown in round 1. That's the left hook he threw against Vargas in the 10th.
Oscar's got a real strange left hook. It doesn't look that much, but it's very effective, particularly when he punches when he leaps from his toes.
It's always been his most effective punch. It lands again. 2 more shots to the body, and Mayorga just grabs him and bowls him with the ropes.
It's an amateur and a professional.
Where's the 20-month layoff? Where's all the ring rust? De La Hoya seldom looked better than this. Sensational first-round performance. He clocks Mayorga with a right hand.
But Mayorga is very, very strong.
And dangerous.
Very strong. He just doesn't have the skills out of coordination.
De La Hoya blocks that with his gloves. He's blocked many of Mayorga's wild shots with his gloves here in the first round.
Mayorga's punches are very wide. He cannot punch short punches, and Oscar's using that to try to get close and fight him very similar to Trinidad.
Well, already the reckless aggression that Mayorga usually throws has been tempered.
Well, I read some excited talk about how viciously Mayorga attacks the heavy bag. Notice to Mayorga's corner. The heavy bag doesn't hit
Heavy
back.
bag doesn't punch back.
Absolutely right.
Look, man, look. Come here. Look, man. You can knock this son of a bitch out right now. Now quit wasting time, man. Use your fucking jab, man. Use your jab.
To keep his hands up and watch his left hook.
You gotta watch your left hook.
Okay? Tell him to watch his left hook. Take his time and go to the body. And move his head, okay?
Right here, you see Oscar led a very short punch right here because Mayorga has to have too much loop room, and Oscar just such a much more accurate pinpoint puncher.
Maybe Mayorga should have left the sleeping prince sleep instead of waking him up with all of that vituperation.
CompuBox numbers in round 1. Mayweather 10 out of 6, or checked it. Mayorga 10 out of 65. De La Hoya 15 out of 41. And of course, the huge left hook produced the knockdown. I had the Mayweather Freudian slip because across the ring I saw Floyd Mayweather Jr. very excited about what he saw De La Hoya do.
Yeah, Oscar's going to go after him now. The short left hook particularly is going to be, I think, his real ticket.
Well, you heard Floyd Mayweather Sr. saying you can knock him out right now if you focus on your jab.
But Oscar's not jabbing enough. He should jab a lot. Good instruction, but he's not following his coach's instructions.
There he shoots the jab twice.
And he's jabbing at Mayorga's eye, which is very smart. He's not jabbing, he's jabbing at his eye.
He jabbed him again, and he's beating him to the punch. Now that he's unleashed the jab, he's starting to see the results Mayweather suggested would come.
Yeah, he keeps jabbing at his eye, he obstructs his vision, and then when he lands a big shot, he'll never see it.
Mayorga got in a couple of good shots, including a left hook. The right hand is blocked. When he loops them from over the top, Oscar can see them coming.
I think Oscar's fighting a really smart fight to the way he's fighting. Blocking and making him throw all those wide punches to the outside.
Oscar's picked off every one of these shots with his gloves. That one just missed. Now he gets in a right hand, does Mayorga, chopping over the top.
Stop! Box!
De La Hoya telling us yesterday, incidentally, I'm standing straighter up than ever before in my career, and therefore I'm seeing punches better.
He has a beautiful left jab, though. If he needs to work that jab, he would set up a lot of things more.
There it is.
He sets up the jab, and then when the big shots come, you never see it.
Well, of course, that great left hook in the first round was set up by a perfect right cross. Here's the right cross again, and he tries to follow with the cleanup left hook, just short. Huge right hand by De La Hoya. Another left hook and a right hand behind it. Great combination. Plus shots. Mayorga off balance. This is a technical mismatch so far. As much as it was a technical mismatch with Trinidad, this is even more so.
And this is why Oscar picked him. Not so much for the bad mouth and that he would do what helped publicity, because he could see that the guy was technically an amateur fighter.
But it's an amateur fighter who beat a very good fighter in Vernon Forrest twice. But let's remember that.
Yeah, but his whole claim to fame is basically off of that one fighter.
Well, but that was a pretty good fighter.
To the body by Mayorga. Another round technically dominated by Oscar De La Hoya. And tonight, as he did against Vargas in a similar style matchup.
Right hand.
Only vaguely similar because, frankly, Vargas is a much better boxer with much better technique than Ricardo Mayorga. Round 2, De La Hoya landed 14 out of 22 jabs, 23 of 39 punches overall. 23 out of 39. How long will Mayorga hold up against that? It's been reported to me by people who might know that Ricardo Mayorga smoked a cigarette in the limousine on the way to the arena tonight.
Well, after this fight, he can smoke all he wants and drink all he wants too. And they don't all have to be bought at a store neither in terms of his cigarettes.
And undoubtedly
suggesting there might be something other than tobacco, but that's another story.
That's another story. He can do what he wants after the night.
Mayorga trying to get in a body shot. Basically, when you see Mayorga throw punches, you see his feet come apart and splay, and he's so ragged in there.
He has no proper coordination at all between hands and feet.
And De La Hoya is finding all the empty spots. There's a chopping right hand that connected to the side of De La Hoya's face. Oscar careful enough not to just be constantly throwing the jab. But if he could have seen the CompuBox numbers from round 2, he might throw it all the time. Jab, jab, jab. Right hand a little short. Mayorga's punch count is dropping. Now he throws 3 punches and takes a left hook to the body. Gets brutally clocked with an uppercut. Perfect shot. Don't see Oscar throw the uppercut all that often, but my goodness, look at the target.
There's a welt under the right eye of Mayorga.
It's interesting. Oscar's almost fighting at the same type fight that Felix Trinidad fought.
Well, it's clear he watched that fight.
Yeah, he's not backing back, giving them room to land those knuckles, but moving into the inside and punching with short punches.
Virtually any real pro would choose this plan, though. This is what you should do against a guy who throws wild like Mayorga.
Oscar is making Mayorga. Good shot.
Uppercut landed flush and snapped De La Hoya's head back. Best punch of the fight for Mayorga.
Oscar better start jabbing more. Letting the guy get set. He has a beautiful golden left hand, and he's not using it.
I'm sure that Floyd Mayweather Sr. is going to be even more assertive about that point after this round because he got hit with the uppercut, and he might not need to get hit like that if he keeps jabbing. There
you go. Keep working the jab.
That's the ticket. Almost landed a big left hook at the end of the round. Mayorga got in a couple of shots.
Here you see Oscar land a beautiful left uppercut. And once you right here, you see Mayorga land a right uppercut. Because Oscar was anticipating the punch coming over top like most of Mayorga's overhand rights, and he bent down slightly just enough to move into an uppercut that came from underneath.
In round 3, CompuBox saw a 13-6 edge for Mayorga in power connects. De La Hoya clearly had the cleaner, more spectacular shots, except for that big uppercut. Harold, how do you have it through 3?
Okay, Jim. I thought Oscar won the 3rd round. 30-26, 3 rounds to nothing. Oscar De La Hoya. Jim, you got to give him an extra point in round 1 for knocking him off his feet. That was a 10-8 round. Oscar De La Hoya, very, very sharp. Beautiful left jab, beautiful straight right hand. He's won all 3 rounds. 3-0, Oscar.
And he gets in another right cross and a left hand. Mayorga got in the shot in between. 2 beautiful body punches from De La Hoya. And those body punches are designed to take away Mayorga's power.
Yeah, Oscar needs to keep busy. Cannot let this guy get set. He still need to work his jab a little bit more.
Well, if he's not doing it enough, could that be the ring rust that we were supposed to be looking for?
Yeah, well, I definitely see ring rust. I'm not impressed with him as far as being sharp for the most part. I see the ring rust.
Well, I'm going to demur here. He's found a way to dominate his opponent without doing that, or not doing it as much as you'd like. But he's got a pretty good formula going so far.
Incidentally, one other disadvantage for Mayorga in terms of dealing with judges, it's a lot easier to see when you've blocked a long looping punch with your gloves than if you blocked a short punch inside with your gloves.
Right.
So when De La Hoya blocks a punch, we know. Jab, jab. Mayorga moves away. Now Mayorga jabbing twice. Body shot by Mayorga. 2 left hooks to the body by De La Hoya. And a right, and a third. He missed upstairs.
When they get in those exchanges, Mayorga has his right hand so low when he's just so vulnerable to get hit with left hooks.
Oscar's finding several ways to set up his left hook.
Well, all you do is get close to Mayorga.
He tells both fighters not to hit on the back of the head. Hard right hand lands for Mayorga.
In his corner, they told Mayorga, you're going to get him in the later rounds. They're hoping that De La Hoya fades. But De La Hoya looks so relaxed in this fight that I don't know that it's going to affect his conditioning. De La Hoya blocks punches with his gloves. Mayorga blocks them with his head.
Well, as you know, if you follow the sport, there's considerable speculation about the possibility, if Oscar De La Hoya succeeds tonight, of a mega fight in September between De La Hoya and the world #1 pound-for-pound percentage. Larry.
Mayorga said he would win because he beat Forrest, who beat Mosley, who beat De La Hoya. He's finding out that that isn't the way it works.
Well, one thing that's been said about Mayorga's conquests of Forrest, in retrospect, a lot of people say, well, Forrest is a left jab, right cross fighter, very similar to Oscar De La Hoya.
Over there.
And now the...
No. You're okay.
The 2 fighters
No cut.
banged heads.
No cut.
Now
Time
Mayorga
here.
has
Box.
something new to be angry about. But a lot of people say, looking back, Forrest was compromised with his left shoulder at that time, injured, and didn't have the kind of strong, assertive jab that you need to keep Mayorga off of you.
I just personally myself don't put that much emphasis on the fight really war with Verdun because it hasn't been that much consistency and even the rematch, I mean, he won it, but it was not that super impressive.
It was a very close decision. A lot of people thought Vernon could have gotten it. De La Hoya lands 2 brilliant left hooks. Brilliant inside left hooks while Mayorga was punching over him. This is great combination punching.
Mayorga's right hand is so low that it's very easy to hit it with left hooks.
That was Trinidad's best punch, and it's Oscar's best punch.
Oscar, for the most part, has made Mayorga fight his fight rather than Mayorga trying to make Oscar fight his fight.
Well, it's hard to make the other guy fight your fight when you're getting hit with his left hook repeatedly. De La Hoya very economical in his punch output. Maybe not throwing as many punches as Floyd Mayweather Sr. would like to see him throw, but landing an extraordinarily high percentage of the punches that he does throw, like that. Fighting Mayorga requires that you go into the blades of a helicopter. But once you get there, the body of the chopper is sitting still.
But Oscar has not been landing clean punches as much as he was earlier. Even though he's shooting them at a close distance, for whatever reason, Mayorga is
because Mayorga is not attacking him the way he was before because of the fact that he caught so many punches.
Brilliant jab by De La Hoya, snaps Mayorga's head back. He does it again. Just misses with the uppercut. Oscar showing a multiplicity of punches here tonight that we haven't seen from him in some previous fights. And the left hook just keeps on coming. Straight right hand, bang! Left hook, bang!
Well, people wanted to know if Oscar had become a better promoter than a fighter. So far, he's provided a very clear answer to that question.
Warning Mayorga for the second time for hitting De La Hoya on the back of the head. It was a given that it was going to happen. It's Mayorga's favorite foul.
Now, you got him good now, man. Keep you backing him up. Anytime you got a man that don't backing up, he in trouble. So all you do is keep on him, hitting his body head and head, all right?
You hear what Floyd Mayweather just said. Anytime you back up a fighter who wants to fight coming forward, you got him in trouble.
I think that's good advice.
And in round 5, De La Hoya had a 16-7 edge in power connects, according to CompuBox. He also landed 10 of 23 jabs. It was another brilliant round for De La Hoya.
But to me, it seems, aside from the jab, a lot of those exciting punches are not really landing that cleanly on Mayorga like they used to be. He's landing the jabs, but a lot of the punches, he's barely missing them.
I think that's, again, because he's got Mayorga backing up.
Exactly. More defensive.
No.
Mayorga's much more conscious of trying to get away from De La Hoya's punches. De La Hoya got his respect in the first round.
Well, maybe he just got into the rhythm of Oscar's punches or whatever it is, but I'm looking at it. He's not getting hit that clean anymore.
Almost landed another blow to the back of De La Hoya's head. Now there's a straight right-hand shot that landed on De La Hoya's forehead. De La Hoya with a 4-punch combination to the body. 2 big shots upstairs. Down goes Mayorga again. Second knockdown of the fight. And for the first moment of the fight, there's a look of discouragement on Mayorga's face.
I think he's pretty much given up now.
I think he knows he can't deal with the hand speed. Oscar De La Hoya has more hand speed than Ricardo Mayorga, and he's proving it face to face. I was one of the many who did not think a knockout for De La Hoya was possible here.
It's over.
Right now.
It's all over. This fight is over. A great performance by Oscar De La Hoya. And as I've said before, Jim, when a popular fighter who's had problems comes back with a great performance, it's all the problems have gone away.
Look at the smile and listen to the crowd. Boxing gets a shot in the arm.
Great finish. And he will fight again.
Oh, yes, he will.
Oh, yes, he will fight again.
A tremendous performance.
And
for the 33-year-old golden boy.
And once again, the bully, when somebody stands up to him, goes down.
3 knockdowns in the fight. And on the third of the 3, referee Jay Nady simply said, that's that.
No, great finish. Oscar knows how to finish out. When he gets you hurt, he doesn't load up on any one punch. He just...
8 weeks. Let's take a look at the 2 knockdowns in this round, Emmanuel. This is a hand speed display.
Short punches. Like I say, Mayorga tried to get 1 punch off. Oscar can get 3 punches off. Because Mayorga had to swing. Same thing here again. Short punches.
Well, again, I did not think a knockout was possible for De La Hoya here. He gets the knockout in the 6th round. He gets it, incidentally, 2 rounds earlier than Trinidad.
Yeah, I'm somewhat surprised myself.
And this is the end of the fight. This is what prompted Jay Nady to say, enough enough as De La Hoya landed just enough of these punches.
Just enough, not trying to
Just
load up
enough
on
of the
any
punches
one
by
punch.
throwing straight, by continuing to throw them straight. He got enough leather on Mayorga to convince Jay Nady. And again, this is what he did to Quartey in the 12th. This is what he did to Vargas in the 11th. This is what Oscar De La Hoya does when he thinks he smells knockout.
Oscar's one of the best finishers in the game. You very seldom you see him get a guy seriously hurt and the guy gets off the hook.
What a show. What a show by the sport's biggest attraction.
Well, he is back, and we will be seeing him in September.
20 months without it. Boxing needed that. All right, let's go to Michael Buffer now for the official particulars on the Oscar De La Hoya win.
Ladies and gentlemen,